Hey, plastic, I know. Tell everybody, tell them, make them know. I know if we don't so we gonna come again with a brand new one. Everybody follow me, can you go? And you know, and you know.
Welcome to the Independent Concert Network show, Hangin Wit PrymEvyl. Today, as part of the show, we'll be celebrating Nigeria at 50. And to celebrate Nigeria, we got some artist performances and interviews reflecting on their careers and the state of the Nigerian nation. We got Okri, we got Naira, we got Fadojoe, we got Mukoro, we got Zaina, and we got Keno. Yo, we're going to go to some performances right now from Fadojoe, and we're going to come back with some interviews and a little history about Nigeria. Sit back. Welcome back, people. That was Fadojoe. You just listened to. Hope you enjoyed the music. We got some more music, performances, and interviews coming up. But before we get into all of that, we celebrate in Nigeria. So I want to give you a brief history of the political life of Nigeria. I chose the political life because I think the political life of any nation defines the outcome for the citizens, how the citizens live, and the peace in the nation and all that. It defines that, so that's why I choose that. So just sit back and enjoy this piece and learn a little bit about Nigeria. Nigeria is a country made up of over 250 tribes on Africa's west coast. Before colonization, the area was occupied by empires such as the Benin Empire, the Kanem-Bornu Empire, the Oyo Empire, the Ife Empire, and the Kingdom of Inri. Nigeria became independent on October 1st, 1960, and after the end of the colonization era, political power was given to the Northerners, which left other tribes feeling marginalized and left uncertainties in the political landscape. 6 years after independence, an uprising occurred in the Nigerian military, which was carried out by Eastern soldiers and headed by Major Nziogu. This coup claimed the life of Sir Tafawa Balewa, the first Prime Minister of Nigeria. Although this coup was aborted, it increased the distrust in the political landscape and brought to power General Iguyi Ironsi, who at the time was the highest officer in the Nigerian army and also an Easterner. 6 months after becoming head of state, General Ironsi was assassinated by another rebellion in the Nigerian army, which was organized by northern soldiers as a retaliation for Balewa's murder. This coup brought into power General Yakubu Gowon. Due to the unrest, an accord was reached in Ghana called the Aburi Accord, which brought the different regions of Nigeria into a loose confederation, and this accord was signed by soldiers from these different regions. Less than 6 months after this conference, Lieutenant Colonel Ojukwu, governor of the Eastern region, declared the Eastern region an independent state called the Republic of Biafra. So began the Nigerian Civil War, which lasted for 30 months, ending on January 1970 after a huge death toll, displacement, and refugee problems. After the war, successive military rulers were plagued with coups until 1979, when General Obasanjo graciously handed over power to Alhaji Shehu Shagari. President Shagari served one full term, and at the onset of a second term was ousted in a bloodless coup by Major General Buhari. Again, successive military dictators were faced with coup threats. During this period, Nigeria experienced a lot of unrest due to the annulment of the 1993 election and General Abacha's maximum rule. After the mysterious death of General Abacha, General Salami Abubakar became head of state and in 1999 handed over to a democratically elected government headed by Chief Obasanjo. Obasanjo served 2 terms and after a failed third term bid, handed over to Alhaji Yaradua in 2007. In 2010, Yaradua dies from health complications, and his vice president, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, became president.
Well, if you look at Nigeria right now, well, we are not actually moving forward. While the rest of the world are moving forward, we seem to be stepping backward. You know, but if there's anything I said before the beginning of the show, there is still hope that there will be a new Nigeria. You know, whether you believe it or not, a Nigeria where there will be water, where there will be food, where there will be good road, where our schools will not shut down, where people will not have to leave and run abroad, but where all of us can stay at home and enjoy the best of what we're supposed to be enjoying back in our country full of milk and honey. That is in Nigeria. I think will still happen in my generation, in this generation. Yes, so.
Individual that sees an issue or a problem and is not afraid to speak on it. 20 years ago, you'll see somebody that gets robbed or maimed or whatever, and no one will say anything about it. We'll go without light, without food, without water, and no one will say anything about it. And I will say something about it. I have a voice, and my voice will be used as an instrument to propel Nigeria forward.
Makes you show you love and let chorus. That's when I'm of you and I can hear the baby. Oh, you that's up missing land. I'm of you, my
We can't but deny the fact that we are facing so much. First, we told our hearts for Nigerians thriving in spite of very low self-esteem that is hit, not us as individuals, but as a country. And when you carry the green passport anywhere, they look at you like some kind of pariah. And that's because of the poor government's propaganda.